For 11 minutes yesterday, Katy Perry was not on Earth. Katy and 5 other women have safely landed back on our planet after Jeff Bezos popped them in a capsule and flung them into space in his Blue Origin rocket. Wow, we did it. Feminism. It's all solved now. There's no more problems for women. Oh my God, Katy Perry went to space. Katy Perry, Jeff Bezos' fiance Lauren Sánchez, Gayle King, Aisha Bowe, Amanda Nguyen, and Kerianne Flynn spent about 11 minutes in space, being taken more than 100 kilometers above Earth, crossing the internationally recognized boundary of space and giving them a few moments of weightlessness. The last female spaceflight took place more than 60 years ago when Soviet cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova made history as the first woman to journey into space, flying solo aboard the Vostok 6 spacecraft. But she didn't have the sleigh-matching custom-fitted jumpsuits that these women had. The all-women spaceflight has seen a mass of what I can only assume is paid pseudo-empowering content, but is this flight actually a win for women, or just a weird Jeff Bezos adventure nobody asked for? Is space tourism just stupid, and generally, what was the point in this? The New Shepard rocket launched from its West Texas site shortly after 8:30 a.m. local time. After reaching its peak, the capsule made a gentle parachute-assisted landing back on Earth, while the rocket booster successfully touched down in Texas as well. Cheers erupted from inside the capsule as the recovery team moved in to retrieve the crew. Lauren got out first and hugged Jeff Bezos. Katy held a daisy to the sky for her daughter named Daisy and got on the ground and stuff. Gayle came out looking like she was pretty happy to be back on Earth. Gayle King, who has a known fear of flying, shared that a highlight was hearing Katy Perry sing A Wonderful World while they were up there. And Lauren said, Earth looked so quiet. It was quiet, but really alive. Luckily for us, they had experts on the ground ready to give their thoughts. Kris Jenner and Khloe Kardashian were in attendance. Thank God they were there. And Khloe is right. Anything we dream of, we can do. Especially if your dream is to sit in a capsule for 11 minutes on Jeff Bezos' invite. Gayle's best friend Oprah was also in attendance, and she was moved to tears by the entire thing, saying, for her, anytime we're on a flight, she's in somebody's lap at the slightest bit of turbulence. She has real-world anxiety when it comes to flying. And this is her overcoming a wall of fear. So it's clear that this is supposed to feel empowering for women. For the past few months leading up to the trip, articles and pictures like this have been telling us how special and exciting this is for us. Lauren, who spearheaded the planning for this groundbreaking mission, says she carefully selected each woman for their unique ability to inspire, saying, all of these women are storytellers in their own right. They're going to go up to space and be able to spread what they felt in different ways. As a journalist and an author, Lauren also hoped the mission would help redefine what an explorer looks like for future generations. And to be fair, I'm not a total hater, okay? To be fair, the need for representation is clear. Women make up only about 11% of all space travelers. And aside from that single solo flight over 60 years ago, women have rarely ventured into space without men. So credit where credit's due. Thanks, Lauren. But something about this feels very empty to me. Let's be FFR. Just a few months ago, Lauren was wearing a risque look at Donald Trump's inauguration. The same administration actively trying to restrict women's access to healthcare, block DEI programs who hired women, and literally trying to impose abortion laws from the 1800s. And her fiance, Jeff, gave Trump a shit ton of money. But don't worry about that. You can't get an abortion, but you can go to space. Problem solved. Go women. It's important to remember that this was a space tourism mission, an industry Jeff Bezos is trying to get off the ground. Remember he took all those billionaires to space in 2021 and he wore the same kind of jumpsuit and the hat? Space tourism as an industry is still finding its feet. Every successful launch is a small step for billionaires and a giant leap for brunch and low gravity. Blue Origin, the private space company founded in 2000 by Amazon's Jeff Bezos, is offering civilians a chance to leave Earth, at least for 10 minutes. While the exact ticket price remains under wraps, a $150,000 deposit is required to reserve a seat, making it clear that space is still very much a VIP-only experience. Beyond suborbital space tourism, Blue Origin is also working on the future of space infrastructure, including reusable rockets and systems for lunar landings. The New Shepard rocket, for example, is designed to be fully reusable. Its booster performs vertical landings after each flight, helping to cut costs and reduce waste. Before liftoff, passengers undergo a 2-day training program focused on fitness, safety protocols, emergency procedures, and adapting to zero gravity. Because floating around in the cabin is apparently not as effortless as it might look. Each flight is also supported by 2 crew members known as Crew Member 7. One works directly with the astronauts during training, while the other stays in mission control to keep communication running smoothly throughout the flight. But there's no one in the capsule driving it. It just that makes sense. These quick trips show that it is possible to fly civilians safely, but not everyone is cheering. Kai Uwe, whose name I really hope I'm pronouncing right, who's a special advisor for political affairs at the European Space Agency, told BBC News, "A celebrity isn't an envoy of humankind. They go into space for their own reasons. These flights are significant and exciting, but I think maybe they can also be a source of frustration for space scientists. We see spaceflight as being for science, knowledge, and the interests of humanity. Celebrities do it for amusement, but get a lot more attention than the regular astronauts." Social media, as always, had thoughts. Dr. Tanya Harrison from the Outer Space Institute Experts Network said, "A lot of the comments that I saw on social media were things about, oh, it's like the Real Housewives go to Mars, or it's the oligarchy in space. Read the room. The timing is terrible." And even M. Rada, a model who honestly probably could have got an invite, said this.
Space mission this morning. That's end time shit. This is beyond parody. Saying that you care about Mother Earth and it's about Mother Earth and you're going up in a spaceship that is built and paid for by a company that's single-handedly destroying the planet.
One of my favorite comments I saw was just oligarchy in orbit. It's so good. There's also, of course, been some incredible memes.
"Oh yeah, mama. I see your tight little ass in space. Are you trying to tell me that 6 bitches went in space this morning? Fuck yeah!"
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm swinging big dick energy. Oh my God. Yeah, my shawty's got them triple D.
Supporters say private space companies are speeding up innovation and helping make space more accessible to more people, more rich people. In a 2024 interview with the BBC, Professor Brian Cox said, "Our civilization needs to expand beyond our planet for so many reasons," adding that partnerships between NASA and commercial firms are a step in the right direction. But space travel doesn't come without environmental concerns. Rocket engines release gases and particles that can impact Earth's climate and damage the ozone layer. Blue Origin, however, makes a point of promoting its eco-credentials. On its website, which is very dystopian and scary, under the heading Protecting Our Planet, the company states that the only byproduct from the New Shepard rocket engine is water vapor, no carbon emissions involved. Still, not everyone is convinced. Professor Eloise Murray, an expert in atmospheric chemistry at University College London, points out that water vapor itself is a greenhouse gas, and when it ends up in the upper atmosphere, it's not exactly harmless. She says it changes the chemistry of the atmosphere, depletes the ozone layer, and creates clouds that can influence climate. And as rocket launches become more frequent, experts warn that the risk to the ozone layer and overall climate could grow as well. So was this historic? Technically, yes. Was it empowering? That depends on your definition and probably your net worth. It's easy to see why this flight got so much attention. Celebrities in space, jumpsuits tailored like couture spacesuits, and a billionaire playing mission control. But beyond the PR-friendly optics, it's worth asking, who was this for? Why did we do this? Sure, it is meaningful to see an all-women crew reach the edge of space. Representation matters. I'm not a total hater. But it's also okay to feel a bit weird about calling it progress when it's wrapped in exclusivity, celebrity, and the quiet hum of a rocket funded by one of the world's richest men. A man who, by the way, is low-key one of the people responsible for ruining the world. And then he's spearheading an effort to leave the planet. Piss me off. Piss me off, Jeff Bezos. Space might be the final frontier, but for now, it seems like a playground for the powerful. And while the rest of us worry about, I don't know, basic rights and rent, a handful of the extremely fortunate just got to float in zero gravity for 11 minutes and call it a breakthrough for womankind. Maybe it is. Maybe I am just being a hater today. I don't know, and I'm sorry if that's the case. Either way, though, they made it back safely. The Earth looked quiet and alive. And here we are, still on the ground, watching. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you like and make sure you subscribe. We do 5 videos a week on everything happening all around the world, in the news, and on the internet. See you tomorrow. I'll be less of a hater tomorrow. I promise.